From the Southern Command Outpost and studios of Artist First Radio, I am Doug Dahlgren, and I welcome each of you to the show. Now, it's an hour before noon on Friday, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to meet some really neat people, and maybe even introduce you to your favorite new author. Now, we're going to do that every week right here at this hour on Artist First Radio. I mentioned authors because that's the world I come from. I am a writer, and I hope you're aware of my work. If not, it's not really too late. I'm available on Amazon, on Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, and all the online sites. And you can also go to my personal webpage. That's DougDahlgren.com. You might want to put some W's in front of that, but DougDahlgren.com. That'll tell you all about my books and what I've been doing. All right, well, let me finish up telling folks what we're doing here. This is the Doug Dahlgren Show. We're here on Artist First Radio. We're now on in the mornings. And before you think, this is just another book review program, I want to ask you to hang in there, okay? Because it is much more than that. This is a people show. It's about interesting people, people you may not know about yet. For the most part, they might be authors, musical guests, and other people who just are interesting, have interesting avocations or things that they're into. For the listeners, what I offer here is what I call a prologue. And in literature and music, a prologue is an introduction to their work. So I ask you to keep a pen and paper handy. You may find that there might be some things you want to make note of. You might want to make the name of a writer handy or their book, something you can look up later. Or perhaps you might have a friend or somebody that you know that would like to be a guest on a future program. If that's the case, or any of these things, I want you to reach out to me through email, and you can do that very simply at doug@dougdahlgren.com. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, today's guest is an author and an illustrator. He brings us a moving and thoughtful book based on his own experience. Ross Boone is with us this morning. Again, Ross, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great, Doug. I'm so happy to have this opportunity.
Well, I'm glad to have you. I'm sorry that we lost your call there for a second. But, things happen, and we're live, so we're happy to have you back with us. You've got a very interesting nickname. It makes all the sense in the world, but I'm going to ask you to explain it. Some of your books are written under the name of Ross Boone. Tell the folks about that. Where'd that come from?
Right. Okay, so my real name given by my parents is Ross Boone. But I remember back in high school, some cute girl said, "Hey, did you know if you say your name fast, it sounds like Raw Spoon?" And that kind of stuck in my mind when I was starting to be a writer, thinking about a pen name. And I thought, that's pretty intriguing, that name. Very, it has some imagery in there that's kind of intriguing. So I went with it, and it's been a great mnemonic device for people, too. They're like, "Oh, you're that guy with the Raw Spoon, because it sounds like your name. Ha ha."
Well, it works, and I bet you the gal was pretty cute, too, wasn't she?
She was real cute.
Yeah, that works. Now, as we said, you've got 5 books out there in print, but you bring us your very personal story this morning about a special trip to Africa and all the stuff that you learned from that. Now, the title of this book, Signs of a New Kingdom, it's now in its 3rd edition. Tell us a bit about your book, would you?
Yeah, I'd love to. So most of my books are fiction, but this time my dad had been going to Ethiopia for missions trips where they were training and bringing medical aid to Ethiopia. And he had asked me every year for like a dozen years, "Come on over with us, Ross. I'd love to show you what I do." And I just I couldn't figure out how my mission in life, which is to share my message with the people of my country and my language in my culture, couldn't see how that would align with spending a bunch of money to go overseas to try to help Ethiopians. And I was also hearing that these Ethiopians were doing miracles and had this amazing faith that I was struggling to have here in America. And then, though, my uncle, who was my dad's twin brother, had a heart attack surprising, out of the blue heart attack and passed away. And I thought, wow, I need to soak up as much time